So I'm a little late making the video today. I've had kind of a busy morning. I'm not a big fan of being on the phone. I kind of hate it, but I had to be on the phone today. I started out with the bank. So my bank has sold out to another bank, and the paperwork they sent me seemed like everything was going to be simple. I didn't really have to worry about anything. Don't sweat it. So they send me a credit card, you know, to replace the old credit card. And they warned me that all my accounts are going to have to be changed. So I think it was on May 19th. They said, don't activate your card until May 19th. So I waited until May 19th, activated my card. Well, I got my credit card bill, which is zero. I mean, I don't have anything on it. I only use it to buy online purchases that from sites I don't trust, because you know, it's easier to get money back on a credit card than it is a debit card if, you know, you're scammed by something. So I activated it. Well, and then I got the bill. I thought, well, I'll get online and check, make sure everything's good. And it's kind of my trigger to get me back online, just to check everything. And the credit card's not there. It's not on my account anymore. So I didn't think much of it until, well, I mean, I did, but I didn't do anything about it at that point. I'm gonna turn on the inverter because I need to get the water going here. I'm running late. So so today they sent me new cards for the ATM, one for Carolyn, one for me, for the ATM, the debit cards. And they didn't say anything about replacing debit cards. I just assumed, like they said, everything was gonna be easy, don't worry about a thing. So can't activate those until June 2nd. So we use the old ones until June 2nd, then we activate the new ones. Well, then I started getting confused. Is the banking website going to be gone? And sure enough, yeah, they're taking it down. They're transferring everybody over to the new bank. Oh no. So I looked at the card number and it was completely different. So that means everything has to be changed online. And I don't even know, you know, who's taking money out of it. The phones, I'm gonna have to do the phones. I'm not sure how to do that. So it's one of the reasons why I put everything on a debit card, is because the debit card number never changes. Whereas with the credit card, every time they send you out a new card, it changes. So I gotta go around and look everything up, and then the insurance company and my direct deposit from YouTube, all that has to be changed after June 2nd. They said there's a little bit of a grace period, but they didn't say how long. So Carolyn's Social Security, you know, she's get social, not disability, she didn't get disability, she gets Social Security. She had to change that. So we've been researching all morning what we got to do. And like I said, the insurance, I haven't touched in years. So I got to figure out how to do that. I probably just have to call them. And since it's Memorial Day week, I thought, well, I guess since I'm on the phone, I just go ahead and get all the phone calls out of the way. So I called the mechanic and I decided to schedule an appointment to get the truck put on the code reader. You know, we've been trying to get through this, and yesterday's video I was telling you that the mechanic and I talked that we'd probably just change the oil and put 5W30 in instead of 5W20. But I thought, you know what, before I do that, let's just see what the code is reading, because it seems like every time I get on the internet, it tells me something else that could be wrong. I just can't figure out what it is. It's just a complete mystery to me. The oil pump is pumping sufficiently. It's not too much pressure, it's not too little pressure. The switch appears to be working, the oil pump switch, which is impossible to get to. It's going to be $800 to replace that. I just figured this out today, that there's an oil pump switch. I thought it was inside the oil pump, but it's not. I went on, what I did was I said 2015 Chevy Colorado, you know, gave all the information. Oil pump switch, solenoid. Yeah, oops, I did that backwards. And it said right here, give me a part number and everything. So I started looking online where it's located, found it. In order to get that out, I had to take the engine mount off. And I don't think I'm qualified to do that. So there's Skitty, she likes to sit in the window. So that's going to cost $800 to get that done. But again, I don't know if it's bad. So everything's been basically replaced, or at least confident that it still works. But we may end up just putting heavier oil in it and being done with it. So with it being Memorial Day weekend, it's kind of slow. Not weekend, but week. It's been kind of slow. So nobody's calling to come in. One guy called yesterday, and I knew he called just to figure out if I was still dissatisfied with him as a customer. One of the things I decided last year was I was going to be selective on my customers, because you get one dissatisfied customer because they're just a cantankerous person, you know, that's going to spread like wildfire. And you know, hey, I paid him a bunch of money to work on my lawnmower, and now it's got a flat, and he don't want to replace that flat tire. He's a cheapskate. He ripping me off. And so before you know it, you're overhauling the entire lawnmower. It's like the Beast. I told you about that last year. I sold the Beast as is, no warranties, and within 2 hours, I don't even think it was 2 hours, I think I just got back, he called and said belt broke. So I went and picked it back up, put a new belt on it, took it back to him a week later. He ran it, called me the next day, he says, yeah, the deck's falling down. There's a little R pin that had fallen out. I need you to fix that. I said, well, you want your money back? Yeah. So, you know, he uses it as a brush hog, and then expecting me to pay his bills for tearing it up. So I kind of learned my lesson on this, that I'm not doing that. So the same thing with the customers. Once I have a bad experience with a customer, and I feel like I've done everything I could to make them happy, I'm just not going to deal with them anymore. So this customer last year, she calls me up and says, I'm going to tell my son to bring the lawnmowers over to your house on Saturday. So Saturday rolled around, and it's getting 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I call her, she doesn't answer. So I call her a few more times throughout the day, she doesn't answer. Well, I don't know, about 5 o'clock I finally get her hold of her. I said, you bring that lawnmower over today? Oh no, my son said he couldn't do it. I said, well, this is a Saturday and you made me wait here all day. She said, well, I didn't mean for you to have to sit around all day. I mean, you know, when I said Saturday, you know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you know, sometime. Well, no, that's not what it means. It means Saturday. That's when you say Saturday, that means Saturday. But I ignored it. So they bring it over, the mower over, and they want a lot done to it. Complete tune-up, new blades, new belts, you know. So they had a fuel gauge that was leaking. I had to fix that. So it took a lot of time to get parts, and not a lot of time. I told them 10 days. I had it finished within 10 days. Oh, there was a flat tire. I had to get the tire changed, you know, inner tube. So there was just a lot to do. So the son comes over like on day 5, and I'm working on the tire. That's the last thing. I'm literally working on it as he comes over and says, when are you going to have that effing thing done? I guess, you know, as soon as I get this tire changed. Well, my father's having anxiety over this. You better get that effing thing done right effing now. And I'm like, oh, it'll get done when it gets done. I'll give you a call. I said, I told you 10 days, or I told your mother, I should say, 10 days. Well, I don't care if you told her 10 days or 10 months. I want it now because my father wants his riding mower back. So he just came over to intimidate. And he says, I'll be over on Thursday. I don't know, maybe this was Tuesday. I'll be over on Thursday and I'm going to pick that effing thing up. It better be done. Okay. So Thursday rolls around. I call her around, you know, the woman around 5 o'clock, and I said, your son said he was going to be here Thursday to pick up this mower, and here it is, 5 o'clock, and he's not here. Oh no, I already talked to him. He said that he changed his mind. He's going to pick it up on Monday. Oh, so you once again gave me the wrong day, and so I've waited around all day waiting for you to pick this up. Well, you know, miscommunication. I said there was no miscommunication on the bill. They can't get it up on this one. He was quite clear. Use the F word and everything. Well, yeah, sometimes he can be a little rough. So they came, picked it up, paid me everything I was supposed to, and I haven't heard another word from them. I figured they were completely dissatisfied with my service. So the son calls me yesterday. Says, yeah, I've been going through my list trying to find somebody that can tell me a price to fix this chainsaw. Well, I didn't know who it was right away. I had the number, and I'm trying to get it into my computer as he's talking. And of course, I stop every now and then to answer his questions. So I'm trying to get the number in there so I can pull it up. And I said, well, I don't have a set price. I don't know what's wrong with your machine. So what I'll do is you bring that machine over, I'll look at it, I'll diagnose it, I'll give you a call, tell you what it's going to cost. Well, I guess I can do that. I'd rather have the price before we get started. So that's just impossible. I don't know what's wrong with it. So you don't have just a set price to fix chainsaws. Well, if it's carburetor, it's one price. If it's a spark plug, it's another price. If it's a scored cylinder, that's a huge price. I'm not really sure I agree with your business practice, but I understand what you're saying. So if I was running it, I'd have a price. Customer call, yep, here's what it is. And I said, okay, well, I don't do it that way. And he says, where are you located? So I give him my location, directions. He says, oh yeah, I was there last year. And he says, and as he's telling me who he is, the number starts to pop up on my computer. And he tells me the name of his parents. He says, my mom's such and such name. And there it is. And I got it right down there at the bottom. Used intimidation to up the timeline. And, you know, I got the whole list of the complaints I had. And I said, oh, I can't, I'm sorry. I just got you up on my computer. I can't do business with you. So, sorry about that. Have a good day. And I hung up. Well, he immediately called back. What do you mean you can't do business with me? What is it that you think I did wrong? Well, first of all, I know I just felt it as soon as I figured out who it was, that he knew I was upset with him. He was just trying to see if I was still upset with him. I mean, his mother knew I was upset. So I'm sure he knew. So so I said, well, it says here on my thing here that somebody used intimidation to up the timeline to get the thing done. Beyond that, I don't know anything, which, I mean, I remember the whole thing, but I just left it at that, like, you know, I don't know, I don't remember, but I got to follow the instructions of the computer, otherwise, you know, it could get me in trouble with my customers. All right, well, I guess I won't be doing business with you. Well, I know, that's exactly what I said, so I'm glad you made that decision for me. So I just don't understand people. They come in and they act all bossy and entitled. You know, you're gonna tell me a price. I don't care what's wrong with it. You used to give me a price and that's what the price is gonna be. You can't be telling people that you don't know the price. But the thing is I offer a free diagnostic service. So all you got to do is bring it over here. I look at it. I tell you what the price is going to be, or about what it's going to be. And, you know, with carburetor changes and that kind of stuff, it's pretty easy to tell what the price is. So I call them up and that's totally free. If they don't want to pay it, all they got to do is come and get their chainsaw and take it someplace else. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal. No, you're going to be telling me the price, and you're going to like it. I'm going to use the F word. I don't know. You know, I've hid myself from society a lot in my life, so I don't know how bad it was, and I don't know if it's gotten worse. I'd like to say it's gotten worse, but I just don't know. It's and it's all generations. You know, every time I say something like this, yeah, those kids nowadays. No, it's every generation. They're all like it. There are people in every generation who are absolutely entitled and have earned it and have not earned it at all. So I think I'm gonna jump off of here. The water's done, so click this up next box and it'll take you to a video on my other channel. So hope I can inspire you to keep working at it so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.